Bridge by 3. My name is Candace.
I'm Kayla.
And today we have two special guests. We have Delano and Jenna. Clap it up for them.
So excited.
We are so excited to have you guys. Delano, you've been on the Bridge by 3 before. Welcome back. Jenna, it's your first time. Welcome.
Thank you for having
I wanted to have you guys on because Kayla and I thought it would be a good idea to have a series on creative.
Absolutely.
We just felt that creatives in general, like anybody who's expressing themselves through the arts in any type of way, are just what we need right now in this world, right? Like more than ever.
And that's what's happening naturally. I mean, with the attack with the arts in schools that happened, yes. I think that after that, the arts just became so much more. We grew up with that. So to have that attack on us sort of allowed us to see how important it was in our adulthood, I feel like also.
I think as kids, like we had a lot more programs that were catered toward the arts.
Mm-hmm.
And then I forget what it was, but they either made it so that certain programs aren't
Yeah,
defunded.
they're defunded. The arts is always the first to go when it comes to where the money's going to go.
Yeah.
You take away the education, you take away people's ability to like critically think for themselves, and everything else follows.
And that happens on repeat. That happens on repeat.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yes, we are so excited to have you guys here today. And mainly we wanted to start off by hearing from you guys, because I know Delano, you're doing big things, and Jenna, you guys are working together. You have with other people as well, right?
Yeah.
In your crew, and you guys are called KO,
right.
Knowledge Of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us more about that.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So around I'd say maybe December, November time, I was in the space where I was like, all right, there's something else I want to do outside of school. And I felt like school wasn't giving me the space to like fully express myself.
Mm-hmm.
And education systems are made so that, you're pushed into one lane and then you kind of forget about everything else. It's what can you contribute to the system and then not contribute back to yourself. So I wanted to find a way to contribute to myself. And then I realized I kind of can't do that without other people. Like, I may be good at certain things, but I need people around me that are going to be able to help me facilitate what I want to do and also excel in the areas that I don't excel.
Yeah, and to build together, right?
Yes, that's really important to me. I think putting together community, I feel like that's always the cliche. Like, it's easy to say, okay, yes, I want community, but how do you facilitate community, and are you serious about it? Are you just putting together random people, which ironically I did grab random people, but like there are things that stood out to me. First with Jenna, I met her in my African American poetry class, and you can ask her, like, our perceptions of each other before we started working together were really interesting, because we were like one of the only two people that like outwardly spoke in that class. And then we have Willow, Yanise, and E. But I'll let Jenna talk about how she met me.
All right.
So we actually met about a year prior to being in a poetry class at a poetry slam for our school. So that was really interesting. And then, we would see each other in class. We didn't really speak too much. But then, I read some of my poetry in the class, and after he pulled me aside and was like, I want to start up this kind of sort of like a nonprofit, but more just like a collective community type of thing. And I was more than happy to, because I'm also really big on community. And it's sort of like, I'm was in a program called HSA, where we would do murals around the city. So yeah, I'm just looking for that type of like energy, like to go outside and create. And I thought it was really cool. It has been a bit spontaneous so far, but it's been really fun, honestly. And I'm loving getting to know everybody. Yeah.
So tell us, all right, because I'm still trying to wrap my head. KO, Knowledge Of. One, what does the name mean? Where'd you get that from? What does it stand for?
Okay.
What do you and your crew, like, what do you do specifically? What do you do specifically? And how do you guys as the unit, how are you function?
Okay, so KO initially, when I was coming up with the name, came from a comic book series I was reading. It started out with that, and then I felt like, okay, if I'm gonna make something, there has to be meaning behind it. And one of our members recently gave me a piece of knowledge, honestly, where she was like, if your art has to like mean something, it has to create discourse, whether that's good or bad. So if there's no meaning behind it, then what is the purpose of creating?
Right.
You can't just make something and it doesn't facilitate anything. So it started out as just KO, and then when I started doing things more with them, they were like, all right, so what does it mean? And now that led me to like this sit down process where I was like, okay, I have to think about it. And me and Jenna listened to Talib Kweli.
Yeah.
And
Black Star.
yes. And he has.
I know him.
No, but I just get I love that album. I just get excited.
You don't gotta break him down to me. Yes.
And
I'm
then-
happy you guys know him.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
honestly. Go
Yes, I think it's important that we dive back into old Black culture, because that's how you facilitate the future. You learn from your predecessors. So there's this song called KOS, and it's called Knowledge of Self-Determination. And in the song, he's talking about facilitating knowledge in the Black community and how we need to invest in ourselves and we need to educate ourselves. And I think in today's day and age where that is something that's being taken away from us, it's important, especially as Black people, it's important that we educate ourselves.
Yes.
Because you can't have your history stolen from you multiple times through decades, and then they're trying to steal it again. Not only from
erase it.
not only from us, but from the general population. So it's like you want to lead by example. If I can do this and the Black community can do this, that's just the example for everybody else. We need to educate ourselves and uphold the standard so that they can't take away our history from us. So yeah,
Because that knowledge
love
is
that.
power. Absolutely.
yeah.
I love that. Like the knowledge is the knockout.
Yeah.
The knowledge is the KO. I love that so much.
Right? Yeah, that's a
So-
good way to think of it.
Jenna, I am mainly like I wouldn't say I specialize in one thing. I'm still trying to find my way into like I used to draw as a kid, but as time went by, it kind of just fell off my plate.
Same.
And literally, like you used to have that little sketchbook.
The chibi animation.
Yes.
I had them my Disney style. Yeah, it was like.
And so that stopped around like middle schoolish, and then when I got to college, it was like I've always liked going to the movies. I've always liked comics. I've always like making videos in a sort of sense. And it was kind of just sort of that big leap where I was like, all right, I'm gonna make this. And then once I made my first video, I was like, okay, I like doing this. Let's see other ways where I can reinvent it and keep it going. And then when I met them, it was just spitballing. We just kept spitballing ideas at each other. And now they make stuff where I can incorporate it into what we do. So I think I focus mainly on the media aspect, but everybody else has like a physical
So give
thing.
us an example of something that you guys have done, like where everybody's playing a part.
Which one do you want to do?
I would say most recently we did a collab with
His name is Truly Unknown. He runs this clothing brand on Myrtle.
Oh.
And he recently just graduated from FIT. I had met him at a picture day hosted by Josiah Powers, which he does photography all over Brooklyn, and he's very popular. So I decided I was like, all right, there needs to be like some group building activities where we like all kind of get to know each other, because I did kind of I know all of them, but they don't know each other. So it's like there needed to be spaces where we interact with each other, and recently that's been playing video games, that's talking on the phone. Like I've been trying to FaceTime them a lot more, so we hash out ideas.
Right.
So we went to that, and then I met Truly there, and then I asked him, we can do art in front of your store, because at the time he had chalk on his pavement, and I was like, we can do a little better than that. So what we did was we went there, we did a photo shoot for him, and we had our logo and his logo in collaboration, and you should see that pretty soon, honestly.
Yes.
But there's other things we've done where we've most recently, before that, we did a photo shoot on Black femininity, and our cover is a combination of Jenna modeling. There's art from our friend E, our member E. Another one of our members, Yanise, is also modeling. So I think it's just there is things they specialize in, but I also want to encourage them to like branch out from that.
Right.
Jenna's really good at writing, and she's really good at art, but like that was her first experience modeling anything, and now she was presented, a photo of her was presented in the gallery.
How
So
do you feel, Jenna? You like, that's my new shit now. Now I'm a model.
It was really cool, honestly. I enjoyed it. I like to try a little bit of everything. Me and Delano are kind of alike. We love creativity. I've always like immersed myself in it since I was young with movies, music.
Yeah.
Drawing. I started drawing when I was probably in 3rd grade.
Yeah.
So it's always just been a way for me to, I don't want to go too off topic, but yeah, I like to try everything. It's refreshing. Like my brain is a little bit
and
everywhere.
talk about
you know?
try everything, because we're in college, right? You started this off talking about how you were in school, you on this one track engineering, right?
Yeah.
So this very one track thing that is not very creative, right? And we're in our 20s. It's like the complete opposite. Like we're deciding, making this one decision that we have to like fulfill for the next 4 years, when really we should be trying everything, touching everything, experiencing everything, and choosing based off of those experiences and building based off of that. And me personally, like me taking my gap year and building this whole creative sort of backlog and just trying different things and like experiencing what different creative mediums could give to me emotionally in terms of like expression. Because some things is like just for fun, and then some things is like, oh, like I really expressed my soul out in this thing.
Right.
And some things is like, oh, hey, look, friend, like look what I made, you know, like look, mom, look what I made, mommy.
That's
Like,
how I feel interacting with them. Like every time we bring something new to somebody, or like I ask somebody to make something, it's like, yo, what you guys made is cool as shit. Like I asked you for something and you guys went like above and beyond. I was not thinking Jenna. I asked Jenna and Willow to another one of my members, Willow, to draw on the concrete, and I forgot my mic at my friend's house. So I drove back to my friend's house to get my mic, and I came back and I was like, yo, like you guys went crazy. Like that was
so out this motherfucker.
So it's funny that you mentioned like growing into yourself, because I feel like that in your 20s, I had a conversation with I forgot if it was my sister or someone else, but what sparked the conversation was like, where when you turn 20, you're like starting all over. Like you're an adult now, but like you have all this previous experience, but now you're in a space where you have to relearn everything. You have complete freedom to do whatever you want. And I think for me, the scariest part was like, I literally could do whatever I want. That was the scariest part. I didn't know what I wanted to do with that freedom. So for the longest, it was like stagnant, just sitting still. And I think that's a problem I have now, where I hate sitting still, but I also like moving. And it's important to me that like I'm always trying something. I'm always trying to figure out something. Because if I'm not, like, what am I working toward? Like, I need something that feeds me personally. And I think that's important that I have that on the side.
That's beautiful. I love what you guys are doing. Like, I recently been doing stuff outside of my box. You know, we talked about produced a show. What you know me to do? Like never. But the same as you,
resume
I feel
looking
like that's happening. But like the same sentiment you have where like one person can't do everything, right? So it's like, let me see who I know, who's the resources. And when people were asking when the show happened, so I produced a showcase along with Create Matter, Warren, big up. And it was a showcase of creatives, of singers, poets, comedians, rappers, right? And we even had a live painter on the stage at the same time. And that live painter, Miss Danielle Bowman, she's about to blow up even more, but mum's the word. Love you, sis. I just wanted to shout you out. But so like got creatives together, and it was just about, I knew one person, Simon Yu, big up to you, from Stank Face Comedy. We actually worked together. He's also a teacher. Found out that he did comedy. Like, okay, went to see his shows. Like, yo, I would love to get you on this date. Then went to see his show, seen another comedian I liked there, got that comedian's info, like, through Kayla. Kayla knew some people, got rappers, got another rapper. So it's just like, you know, communication, building community, talking, right? Like, always find like people nowadays are like scared to talk to each other, scared to just express, be real, be authentic, look silly, look dumb. I don't know. Like people are just scared.
Go back to the past podcast episode where we were talking about communication and social anxiety. Wasn't that the episode?
I feel like I've grown. That gave me like talking about
that was definitely grown since the last podcast.
Talking about that, like, that was so fundamental to me, like expressing myself. You guys gave me a space to do that, where I could like talk freely. And even though there is a camera in front of us, I was just talking to you and your mom, and like that was a family space. That was a space where I felt comfortable sharing something. And after that, it was like, all right, how do I get out of that? How do I now start? And it's like Jenna said, it's spontaneity. Like you just go up to someone, ask questions. Please ask questions. Asking questions is so important because first, you don't know where that's going to lead. You don't know what that person's going to answer. You don't know what they're going to say. And I think it's also like, think about if someone asks you a question and it's something that you genuinely enjoy, you're going to want to burst out and start talking about it. And to go back to like the trying things, I think that's really important as well. Like somebody gave me advice. They were like, just keep throwing stuff at a wall and see what sticks. And it's like, I think that's where I feel
like that's the story of my life.
That's literally what life is.
No, literally.
See what sticks. Just keep doing shit.
Like,
so that feels good.
Willow,
that's the point too.
Our friend, our member Willow, he made because he designed the logo, and when it's crazy because I forget how I asked him, but I had asked him to make the logo, and one night it's like 2 a.m. I'm working on math, and he sends me a text message, and it's like this spinning version of the logo, and I'm like, yo, how long did this take you? Like, this looks amazing. And it's like that process of after that, it was, okay, trial and error. What can I do with this? And I didn't find out what to do with that until maybe like 6 months later. But that process of somebody giving me something to build with, like that building block was so important to me. And I think just keep throwing, that's the process we're in right now. We keep doing stuff. We keep trying to find out what works and what doesn't work. There's stuff that I've done that doesn't work, and it's like, okay, I learned from them to and it goes back to the thing where you were talking about roles. I want to say I do creative directing, but like there's also input from everybody else. Like I'll present an idea, but the idea only grows and evolves because everybody's input is valued. If somebody wants to try something, I'm never gonna be like, nah, no, let's
that's
let's
not your lane.
Yeah, no, like
stay your lane.
No, I feel like that's not like if you're gonna be a good leader, that's not the way to lead. Like everybody's voice is important and needs to be heard. Like I want to hear what everybody else is thinking. I always ask that, and if I fuck up, Jenna will tell me I fuck up.
Right, like, and it's okay. Like,
you know, it's completely okay to fuck up.
Right.
And I think that brings everybody together closer. I was going to say, like, the best part for me about this whole experience has been, like, getting to know more people on campus because that was a really big thing for me. I see it, you know, we go to a commuter school, so not a lot of people speak to each other, really. Like, everyone's just going to class and then going home.
I hate that.
So
really?
It's kind of frustrating because then people, you know, they say, oh, I don't know many people on campus. I don't have, you know, click this and that. But it kind of just is about going out of your comfort zone and being okay with people maybe confronting your ideas. And it only makes you grow. And it kind of builds a bond, you know. It can only bring good, I feel like.
Yeah, it's just like humanity. Like, just be human, right?
Yes,
like, I feel like a lot of everybody's guards is up and everybody's on the defense before anything even happens to you.
People are afraid to fuck up and just say the wrong thing. And I'm going to be honest, as a human, I am too. Like, that we're also very we overanalyze what we say, and it's like, the same way you fuck up is the same way I fuck up. And the important thing is that we change and we learn from it. You shouldn't stay in the same place. You should want someone to confront you about your work. You should want someone to say, "Hey, I don't like the way you did this. Okay, how can I do it better?" Or is your input valid because you said it, or are you just trying to attack me? And even if you aren't, now it makes me think, okay, what is...
And then you learn discernment. Because you do have to discern that. Because there will be cases where, like, motherfucker, fuck what you say, right? Like, you know, if you don't apply, right? Like, but
what's crazy about that is, like, even in your creative process, you guys are learning so many life lessons about how to pivot and how to communicate, countless lessons that are just timeless. But also, and I would love for you guys to speak on this individually, because we're so individualistic and we grew up that way, and so we're teaching ourselves in essence how to be human. And so since we're teaching ourselves these things, and we're also going through the times that we are going through, and this revolution is happening right in front of our eyes, and we are, you know, as the youth, inhabiting this world and like trying to make something of it. And it's like, we have to do that together. We have to do that in unity. So I just wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on how it feels to have so many hands on a project. And, you know, you spoke on like the magic of like leaving for a second, coming back, and it's like, whoa, like y'all did amazing. You know, that's a full heart feeling, you know, like that's a heart space feeling that I really love and I've been eating up like since I've been able to experience that. And it brings a lot of gratitude, and it makes me feel lighter about the fact that, oh, like you think you gotta save the world on your own or some shit, like, you know. So
I like how you put that.
I
For
think for me it's like, this is something I put my all into, and I had a conversation with Jenna and another one of our members, Yanise. Like, I didn't ask y'all to do this because, oh, I need something to do in my free time. No, I genuinely believe in what we do and like the ability,
like a mission, a movement, you know,
like I want to, and I think for me first, it's putting like my childhood self in somebody else's hands and saying, yo, here, don't drop me, but like I really trust y'all. Like I don't take that lightly. And like whenever for example, coming on the podcast, everybody doesn't have time, but like Jenny and Yanise were very confident in their ability to speak, and I appreciate that. Like, I put my trust in you once again, and you guys delivered. And it's like, I think having that back and forth where we keep delivering for each other and we keep showing each other, hey, this is a space where you can grow, we can learn, and also I got you. Like, if I haven't been and even I don't think I'm going to be let down in the future. Like, I trust them that much where I don't, like, I put a lot of creativity in their hands, and I'm like, I may not give clear guidelines to what I want, but it's like, I trust you to go make some cool ass shit. Like, I trust you that whatever you bring to me is like some fire shit, and I can work with that as well to incorporate it into what we do.
Right.
So yeah.
So y'all are just flowing very naturally and very cohesively together. I love that for you guys.
Wait, can you repeat the question again? There was one more thing.
It must be, I was thinking, it must be such a gift to like have that trust in your team, like creatively. How do you feel like that trust bridges into a more worldly sense in terms of what's happening in the world and just how it feels to be unified as with a group of people, you know? Because you said that you knew everyone and you sort of gathered everyone together. But, you know, as, you know, someone who joined and didn't know the whole group and whatever, like, how do you think it affects you to just have all those hands in the pot and know that you're sort of held in that way? Because that seems like a lot to be
well, Delano
for.
did answer that.
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
Honestly, at first it always feels kind of like a lot of pressure. Like, you want to present yourself really well and like make sure you're doing the job right.
Jenna was really quiet at first.
Understanding other people's mindsets or like what to say, what not to say. But you know, it's a lot easier for me to communicate once I get comfortable. I feel like, repeat the question one more time. I'm so sorry. It's kind of.
I think it's like, no, it's fine. I think it's more so like, what makes you grateful for the hands on your team, you know? Like, because it is a unifying thing where it's like you have that trust in the people around you. So
I love that everybody is super vibrant and full of life.
Yeah.
Even in times like this, and everyone's always willing to try and go out of their way. Because it's, I don't really know how to put this.
Well, let's talk about the times like this, right? Like, let's talk about, as creatives, right, with the positive mindset that you guys have, right? The wanting of community, the building community, the understanding that it's more than just, and I think that's what Kayla's trying to say, it's more than just this KO, right? As far as community that you want to build, like, you want what you're able to do with your group to flourish in some type of way to how you are in the world, how you present yourself and carry yourself in the world, right? Like, so with that being said, and also like you said, doing that in the midst of this crazy fucking world we're in, right? Like, how does that feel for you as a young adult? Like, all right, I know that, even though I have this passion and even though I have a good understanding of you know, what I want to stand for and the type of person I want to be, how can I maintain my happiness or my, you know, maintain this in the midst of what's happening in America? Like, how are you feeling in this climate, I guess we can say,
Because
right?
people are not full of life.
Right.
They're not full.
Exactly. So one, you're combating being a zombie like a lot of fucking people are right now, right? I wouldn't consider you a part of the Walking Dead. So like, kudos to you, to us here, right? So like, but even that in itself is a mind fuck, right? Because the more knowledge you have, and we talked about that a little bit, the more knowledge you have, the more, and when you understand what you're really living in, you could go, and a lot of people have gone crazy, you understand? So like, how are you maintaining, basically?
Ooh, well, for me, I've always, like since I was young, because I'm so into the arts, I've had this understanding that things that happen aren't happening for the first time. I feel like I don't really know how to be specific on that, but
ain't nothing new under the sun. That's
always
how
repeating
that's
itself.
what you mean.
So it's kind of something that I've just grown up, sadly, like accustomed to. But I feel like only recently, because I am an adult and it's something that I have to face, I'm not gonna be, say, like under the protection of my parents forever. Like I'm like, this is really fucked. Like, oh my God, like I have to keep positive, but you know, it's more just about trying to be smart about everything, not fall into, say, like culture wars or like stupid stuff. You know what I mean? Don't focus your energy or your time on
the spin that.
Yeah, you know, even that personally, I feel like, I don't know.
I'm not savvy on what we're talking about right now.
I kind of want to ask about.
Wait,
I want
I
your
don't know what
opinion.
that is.
Spend That by Young Miami.
Yeah.
No, I haven't listened. Okay, so one thing about me, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm very specific with the media I take in.
Good
and
for
it's
you.
like and not everybody has affordability, because there's some things you want to see, you're interested in. We want to indulge in Black culture, and like it's important to do that. But there's a line to draw where we gotta like. There's some things we should. And to go back to what Jenna was saying, well, do you want to go first?
Well, for me personally,
I feel like now I got to tell you about the spin that shit.
Yeah. Facts.
I understand why a lot of people feel like it may not be good representation, like music like that. But music, vulgar music has always existed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I feel like in an attempt to try to sort of get the Black community together, we can exclude our real experiences by saying, oh, this isn't acceptable, or this shouldn't be put on, or I'm gonna only tune into this type of Black media. You know what I mean? I think we could learn from all of it, whether we agree with it or not.
I completely agree with you.
That's something I've learned from them recently. Like, as much as I want everybody to grow, like, you have to partake in the things that don't look as pretty or you don't agree with. Because in my head, it's like nobody's left behind. It's either we all grow or we don't grow at all. And there's that 50-50 where it's oh, ignorance is bliss. It'd be cool if I could just say, that's, but like that unfortunately doesn't that doesn't push the needle. That doesn't make us better.
It puts us in a circle, like literally just talking points on TikTok. Like, you know what I mean? It just, why are we arguing about?
Like the dumbest, and I've been thinking about this recently, because for me, a big part of social media right now is diaspora wars, and I hate it. I hate going on TikTok, and we're talking about things that are like intercourse. What do you call it? No. Intersection of the Black community, where we're all the same boat.
You mean like with the British actors and the Black American actors, and how like the one who's going to be the new Black Panther, and he's a British actor, and now people are hating on him, and it's like, bro, we all Black.
Exactly.
Wakanda's imaginary. Like, we're not even depicting a real situation right now.
Exactly. He's playing. While Black Panther is for the African American community, in reality, he's playing an African role. Like, he's playing. If we're gonna be honest, it should have been an African actor that had spent their time in Africa, but it wasn't. It was a British person.
Right.
And I think over time, like there are multiple examples in media where somebody else in the diaspora has come forward to play a role, and it's like, I feel like, in my personal opinion, be appreciative that we have these people that are talented enough to play these things and to represent us this way. If you want to give tips, it wasn't in your hands to make that decision in the first place, right? So now
Everybody got an opinion, though.
personally, I love the actor. The guy that's he's gonna be playing Toussaint, his son, and I think it was a great choice. He's been on a long walk. He was in Alien Romulus.
Movie, though.
It was. I have to watch it.
Really
I have to watch it too. I've heard it's really good.
Now.
But he was first. The first thing I saw him in was Alien Romulus, and he did an amazing job.
He's even in that show Industry.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't realize it was him till I was looking up like the stuff he's been in. I said, "Oh, that's him!" Like, yeah, he's doing good.
But to like answer the first part of your question as like, how do you stay sane? I feel like this is my version of staying sane.
Yeah.
This is building that community and having that space to interact with other people and like share ideas and share thoughts. Is like, now I know where I fucked up, because I can say some stupid ass shit. Like there are times where I am wrong and I do make the wrong decisions, but having other intelligent people around you to not only correct you in that process and say, here's the right way to do this, or you could have thought about it this way, is important. And
Perspective,
right? Because you're not like, Chad, am I wrong?
No,
you're not talking to the TikTok, YouTube comment.
Right.
People don't take accountability when they're wrong anymore, and I think that's also a big part. Like, you'll get on social media and talk about these big things, and you're not willing to say when you're wrong.
Yeah, people genuinely just want to feel right and feel like they're doing something or spending their time well.
And like that's
those people are missing the point of life.
It's missing the point. Yeah, like you could genuinely like. I went to a community board meeting for a course I was taking, and I realized how easy it was and how empty the seats were. Like people claim they want to do things in their community and get active in that way, but they never take the steps. They go on social media and rant.
Right.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Also, what keeps me sane as well is like, I think recently I've gotten a lot more feedback on what we're doing, and it's like, from the younger generation standpoint, like I've listened to my little sister or like her friends.
What do they have to say?
Nah, she thinks it's cool, and I think for me it's like that's a big part of why I do what we do, because it's like it means nothing to me if first I'm not interacting with people my age. Obviously, some of the older generation might not get it. Be like, okay, that's cool, but the younger generation is really that after me. The world is in their hands next. And if I'm not preparing them with the right tools to look at the world and have that discernment and pick apart what the media is telling you, having this,
they need that Gen Alpha you talking about. They need that more than ever.
Having media literacy is so important. And it's like, okay, I can start through art, but like even this podcast is a way of me talking about the separate things that are outside of the art, because while art does create discourse, you also have to have the hard conversations where you're gonna have to teach these kids about what's going on in the world and what's right and what's wrong, and there may be opinions to be had, but it's always important to keep that mindset. Like, you want, at least in my head, for society, you want to be the best person you can be. I don't want to be a shitty person. I don't want to wake up and think I'm not doing anything to help anybody out there. I want to do it.
I gotta clap for Delano because, first of all, just how much you've grown.
I didn't see the
last
first one.
podcast.
She's feeling very Mama Bear right now.
The first one, I was really quiet.
Everything you're saying, I'm just like, yes, agree. And also, not even just agree, but so happy to hear that your people in your generation have this mindset at all.
Yeah.
You know, because from the outside looking in, it look a little
crazy.
scary. It look a little scary.
I can, yeah.
Because even we are like, okay, where's the critical thinking at? How do I find it? Are you a critical thinker? Hi, nice to meet you. Are you a critical?
You got to find your people.
Yeah.
I talk about reading excessively.
Yes. That's
because
no, me too.
Because and it does seem excessive, but like truly, like people, our generation needs to read. And like just because it helps with critical thinking, it helps with so much. It's so much better than just scrolling. If that makes sense. I could have more to say, but
Don't go say more.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
I don't
definitely
know.
into-
I started genuinely taking it seriously maybe like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, same. I think
Especially
we got
as
books
a
in our bag
writer.
right
no,
now.
the Alchemist.
Yeah.
I know.
we got- I think-
Especially as a writer, like, how can I write or get inspiration or know what I'm doing if I'm not actively seeking that out, like how I seek out everything else, you know what I mean? And I don't feel slow anymore. Like, that's the only thing I can say. Like, I don't feel as
no
slow.
brain fog.
No brain fog, less brain fog, but
it takes up
Right.
the time you would be scrolling.
Yeah.
And the amount of information you're getting from scrolling, you're not like critically thinking during that. When
It's
you
like-
read, you're picking apart the words.
Yeah.
When you're scrolling on your phone, it's that quick dopamine hit, and then you're on. You don't even remember what you looked at 3 scrolls ago.
it's literally like you said, like, we're not being taught to process what we're seeing, or that's not even the goal. It's to actually absorb what we're watching and like consuming all the time. It's to give us brain fog.
You know
pretty
what's
much.
so deep? I started literally after watching reels, like during the night, started taking notes on the shit that I was seeing.
Yeah.
Because I was over here like, oh, I got my For You page down. All I'm seeing is like educational shit. Wait, what did I just watch? No, now I need a notebook.
Yeah.
Because talk about vacation, like, yeah, I was reading my Kindle. I finished this book that I was been meaning to finish, been on my TBR for the longest. My go-to is like, I'll start off with like rom-coms or like what's it called, romantic like fiction, and I'd be like, okay, what was your favorite book? What was your favorite dystopian book? What was your favorite high school read? Like, I'll take it back and then go into, okay, so what's the last thing you read, you know, or like whatever. Like, it has to be either that or some type of media that makes you think. Like, then I go to anime, because I'm like, all right, at least if you like anime a little bit, then you know how to like
Right.
go through hard things at least.
No, facts.
Because they emphasize struggle for
Yes, yes.
I've been heavy into Toni Morrison this year.
Oh,
She is
yes.
wow.
A moment
Like-
for Tony.
Like a moment, just a moment of silence. Like, it's crazy. Like, I've read Jazz. I just finished Song of Solomon. Now I'm about to start Sula. Like, I'm just
you
trying
gotta
to
read The Bluest Eye.
Yeah. I'm really just trying to get through all the classics that I've picked up so far. Like, I'm also reading The Salt Eaters by Toni K. Bambara, I think her name is.
Okay.
They're really complicated reads, but it's kind of like philosophy almost. The way she breaks down all the characters and gives them like traits and stuff. Like, you feel like you're actually getting to know real people almost. And then there's so many like life lessons.
And then things
that you
happen
can take out of it.
abruptly in the
Yes,
writing. Yeah,
yeah.
that's one thing I like about Toni Morrison's writing. Oh, once again, I'm crying. Oh my God, you guys are reading Toni Morrison. You guys,
I remember when I read The
Write
Bluest
this to everybody in your generation.
I try- we
like-
genuinely try.
I think
like,
that's like for the next set of things we do. It's like, how do we talk about political discourse, and how do we talk about education?
Ooh, biggie.
And how, because when we first started, that was one of the first things I had asked Jenna, because I know Jenna is like, she's very smart, and when I look for advice, I look to touch in areas that I'm not capable in.
Yeah.
So there are books she's read that I haven't read. For me, the most recent books I've read are Revolutionary Suicide by Hugh P. Newton and The Wretched of the Earth by Frantz Fanon. And so when I talk to Jenna, I'm getting a different perspective, and it was like, okay, how do we get the younger generation to read? Because I don't want to go on Instagram and post, and it's like, here are the book. No, I
you
want
weren't even reading the captions. Like,
that you can. I'm looking at the statistics. You're barely staying for like the first five seconds of the video before you scroll, and it's like, unless something is super eye catching, people aren't paying attention. So it's like, okay, how do we? Well, the next step is, how do I get people to?
It's so dire.
How do I-
Like, they need to be forced. It needs to be.
Yeah, I was gonna say
strict
things are just gonna
reading
have to
list.
collapse, and there's gonna have to be no access to.
that's what I'm saying. It
social
shouldn't have to
media
get
and
like
shit.
that, though. That would be bad.
And it's funny because the books are being banned. They're being destroyed by AI companies that are using them for what do you call it? That are using them for like training, to train AI. And it's like, okay, going back to like the aspect where for the next generation, like I talked with my sister and I talked with my cousin. That's like, I heard from her, it inspired her to start doing more things. And for my sister, it's like, okay, I want to pick up, I want to read, I think that's, maybe right now it's only my family, but I want that to be for like
that's the
everybody.
foundation. That's right, though.
I
Gotta
want that to
start
be
And that's what
somewhere.
social media is good for.
Yeah.
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 That's what it's good for.
Yeah.
I'm just smiling. I'm just like, yes. Now I'm thinking, how can we spread the word? Now my wheels
Let's
are
all
turning.
read. Let's have a book club.
I was gonna say we should genuinely like try to start a book club.
I would
absolutely.
start a book club on campus.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm gonna be the secretary for BSU, and I'm writing like introduction or educational video so that when we get back on campus, there's something people can watch that is eye-catching that will have them be like, okay, maybe I want to come to BSU. Because BSU in its recent years, at our school at least, it's not like very popular, or not many people come to it, and it's like, I want to change that. Ever since I got there, from like the first year I was there was a lot of people, then it dipped, and then it dipped again, and it was like okay, what are ways that I can incorporate what we do, like the creative shit we do, and it's like, how can I catch people's attentions? How can I sit down and say, all right, I think for me, it's like, I know education can be daunting. Sitting in front of a teacher, and especially with the education system now, it's not facilitated so that you're enjoying learning.
Right.
You're being force-fed certain pieces of information that are taken out of a larger context. So you're not even learning what you're supposed to be learning.
Yeah.
You're learning the bits and pieces they want you to see, so that they can create the narrative for you, and that you fall into line with whatever the system wants you to be. And I think it's important that we show young, you don't have to be, there isn't just basketball, there isn't just being there are other things you can do, and if you don't want to do those other things, there are also other things you can do after that.
Yes.
It's like, there's options. And for me right now, I was stuck in the idea where it's like, I hate the idea of having to do one thing for the rest of my life. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
It sounds like takeaway. Sounds like a great takeaway. I think we should get into some takeaways, like I loved our conversation. Oh my God, I love learning about what you guys are doing. Now I'm already thinking of how we can collaborate in some type of way. But a takeaway from this whole conversation, for me, would be, one, I'm just so proud. I can't stop. I'm just so proud that you guys are even thinking in the way that you're thinking. I'm so proud that you're seeing through the bullshit, through the system, that you're understanding more of what the system is, that you even want to spread knowledge to others, what this system is and how to maintain within it, being your best selves, like best versions of yourself. Like, you don't hear people say these things every day, especially young people, even think in this way. So my takeaway, I guess, is everybody needs to be trying to vibrate and think in these lines, right? And find your community, whether it's whatever the age is, like find those like minds and see whatever way that you can build with them. And everything's not monetary. It's not always about what money we making together, I think that at this point, people are fighting for their souls, their very souls, and their very livelihood. And this podcast is making me smile from ear to ear. So my takeaway is just keep doing what you're doing, and let's just think of ways to keep spreading the word, keep trying to get the younger generation, the Gen Alpha, to understand what it is that you're now understanding, what I have already been understanding, right? Like, let's try to keep this energy going.
Yeah.
What about you, Jenna? What do you think your takeaway would be?
My takeaway is pretty much the same. Like, community is so important. It's always been important to me, as like I grew up in the suburbs. So when I moved to the city at 15, my goal was to find a niche or people that I could relate to, that I could create with. And thank God I found that, because it was rough.
Yeah.
But
same.
Yeah. Get to know people. Don't stop, stop being so overly self-analytical, maybe. Be open. Like, we have to be open in times like this, because before you know it, our rights start getting stripped away. We don't even know what's going on at that point. We're so consumed with ourselves and our own perception of what's going on. We genuinely just just kind of lose it in that way. And creativity is the way that life keeps regenerating itself, I feel like, if that makes sense.
It's the essence of all human beings.
It really is, like, especially for Black folks.
Yeah, and like our brains are not even wired to like read or write. Our brains are not wired for that. We have to learn that. But what comes natural to us is the arts.
Reading and writing came after you first learned to pick up something and make something.
That's right.
Yeah. I think my takeaway is to, I guess, keep facilitating community. Keep having discussions like this, longer discussions like this. I want to have more discussions like this.
Yeah.
I think for me right now is, okay, I got the art side. Like, I know what I want to do there. How do I now start speaking about something that matters and getting the attention so that you can spread that word and you can help people understand and help educate people? Because not everybody has access to that. And everybody has a phone. If you have a phone, you can see what I do.
That's
so
right.
If you have a phone and you can see what I do, that means you can learn something, and I can learn something from you as well. It's not a one-way.
That's right.
It's not a one-way street. If somebody wants to talk about something, I'm always open to new ideas. I'm always open to sitting down with someone, as long as you're willing to learn as well. And the possibilities are literally endless. And I think understanding one another instead of being so quick to judge is also. Social media shows you one part of someone and you forget that there's a whole other person living outside of that. So it's like, how do I show people there's a human on the other side of this?
Yes.
And I think that's the most important part for me. Showing that we're human just like you. I fuck up, I make mistakes, but like, I'm here to learn from you just like I'm here to learn from everybody else.
That's right.
Yeah. I think my takeaway, all of the alignment and community, you know, finding your people. Every person that I found, only did I find after the point that you brought up earlier, which is unlearning and like leaving the past in the past and leaving the ways in which that we grew up, because in a way that history does repeat itself. It's like nothing, and also just us being human, it's like nothing that you have felt in your childhood, which is you're so sensitive to, which we can see now in Gen Alpha, like how sensitive they are to what is going on around them and how it's affecting them. They're gonna have to let all of that go and grow up and unlearn and relearn who they are, and in order to be a lot more, they have so much work to do.
They have AI advocating half the stuff they see. I walk around Midtown, I walk around, and it's like half of these posters are made with AI, and it's like half of these, and I'm just like, I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy taking in that. There's nothing connecting me to another person that says, I like seeing physical things that are made by people.
And in order to be visionaries, we have to dig deep within ourselves in order to make those things. Look at us trying to look for a cop-out and something easy, something that's going to be convenient for us to be creative, which is what we already naturally are in the first place. Like, everything doesn't have to be so convenient. Talk about finding the soul. On a journey of finding the soul, we are actively being put in the system and taught, like, hey, you don't got to do this if you don't want to. What? What you mean? You have to find your soul. You have to want to show up as your full self. And you said that, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy, because in counseling we often say that to each other and like repeat that for ourselves. The world needs your best self.
It's funny, most of the lessons I've learned are from other people, not from a video, they're from me fucking up really badly and then somebody putting me in my place and being like, I think the best piece, like the best, like,
that's the Leo in you.
The best, like, where somebody sat down, like really checked me, was like, do you really know yourself? And that for me, like, really sat me down. I was like, that's a great question. I don't know yet. And I think the whole point of life is that you're constantly learning that. And as long as you're not ignoring that part of yourself and you're trying to understand yourself, you do know yourself, because you're learning the parts that are changing, because it's always changing. Yeah.
That's right.
Wow.
Well, I love this episode.
Guys,
thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much. It was so wonderful having you on.
Delano. This is The Bridge by 3.
Thank you
Peace
guys
out,
for
y'all.
tuning in.
Bye.